here. Okay. So how about we go ahead and start answering some questions, and don't forget the rules here. After I answer a question, then we give lots of hearts, which is like our version of applause for the person who asked the question, and for me for answering the question, and for you for being here to listen to the questions. We give lots of love. Love is a requirement here on this live stream. Always. Love is always a requirement, okay? Yes. All right. Awesome. So let's start. Let's see. Who's going to be first here? Okay. Let's answer this question first, because I think this came up. Yeah, I see all your hearts. See, gets me going. I love it. Okay. Give me the hearts. Give me the hearts. Okay. This question came in from Leslie, and I think Leslie asked me this question a couple days ago, so I'm glad we're getting to answer it now. She says, my 5-month-old baby has a heart murmur and burns more calories than she's getting, so I have to pump and fortify the milk. Do you have any advice for me on to maybe try and up my supply so she can get more milk at each feeding? I would really like to not have to pump and fortify. I'm getting about 2 ounces every 2 hours. Leslie, I'm not sure if you're on with us right now, but when you say fortify, I'm assuming you mean that you're supplementing in addition to the breast milk. And I understand that there's the doctor wants you to give the baby more calories, but that doesn't necessarily mean more volume. And so when I read this question, and I hear you asking how to up your supply from 2 ounces every 2 hours. 2 ounces every 2 hours is a normal amount to be making, and I'm not really sure that just increasing your supply is actually going to give your baby more calories, okay? As you increase supply, meaning as you start to, if you were to increase your supply and make more milk per hour or per pumping session or per feeding, the milk actually might not have as much calories as if you have less milk. So let's just explain that for a minute. As the breast gets really full, the milk can be more watery. All right, there can be more foremilk to it. So that means there's more higher watery milk and less caloric milk, less fat in the milk. And as the breast is not as full, so you might not have as much volume coming out, the calorie content may be higher, the fat content might be higher. So it's really hard to say to you, go ahead and increase your supply because therefore your baby will get more calories, when that may not actually be the case. I'm not really sure, you need to follow your doctor's instructions with this, because depending on how many calories your baby needs, you may need to be supplementing as well. However, I don't know enough from this question to be able to give you advice other than increasing your supply from 2 ounces every 2 hours may not be possible. You may need to, if you're feeding the baby could be that you're giving the baby more than the baby actually needs. I have no idea, but I think that could be the case. You need to get a lactation consultant to work with directly, because someone needs to be looking at not just the volume of your milk, but the caloric intake of your baby. Okay, so it's not as simple as just increasing your supply. That's what I want to say about that. And for all the rest of you to understand that as the breast gets fuller, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's more calories per ounce in the milk. Okay, it could actually decrease the calories of the milk. And it's not something that you're really going to think about much either. Remember, your body's doing this on its own naturally. So like first thing in the morning when the milk supply may be the greatest, the calorie content of the per ounces might be lower, but the baby's getting hydrated. There's more volume. And then later in the afternoon, early evening, when your supply might be a little bit less, which is normal, you'll see that happening, the calorie content may be higher and the fat may be higher. So these things change throughout the day, and breast milk is not the same from feeding to feeding, okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Am I like cutting out at all, or is everything nice and clear? Okay, sometimes it seems like my mouth might be moving and my sound of my voice is not at the same level, but that could just be here on my end. So make sure you're telling me, okay? We got the new router, okay? We got a new router, so it should be a lot better. It should be a lot better. Okay, good. I'm getting some thumbs up. I'm assuming that means everything's A-okay. And let's get some big hearts for Leslie and her baby, and give her lots of love that everything works out and everything's okay for her. Lots of love. Okay, lots of love for Leslie. Yay! Okay, awesome. Awesome. You want to see the monster router? Should we show them the router? It's huge. This thing is huge. Okay. It's huge. Let's see. All right, here we go. There's the router. Oh my goodness. It's like sitting on the mantle there because it's so big. Yeah. Big router. It's a big thing. Okay, so it better work. It better work. Yes, I showed you. See it? It's hard to see it from there because I can't really zoom in. No, don't hold it up. Don't touch the thing. After last week, we don't want to touch it. Don't touch it, right? Tell him, Joe, don't touch the router. Don't touch the router. It was hell last week, okay? That was hell for me. We're not doing that again. It is behemoth. Did you see? It's got all the spikes coming out of it, too. It's got like these like little, oh, he's got to touch it. All right, go ahead.
I'll get the box.
All right, where's the box? We'll show you. It's really cool, though, actually. And I've never had such, so in my house, it's really hard for me to get internet in my bedroom all the way on the other side of the house. And this thing, I get it out in the front yard. Like, you're getting internet. We're like feeding the neighbors with internet now. You can get it like down the street with this. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Yeah, go ahead. Put it here, right in front. All right, that's the new router. He got the box because I won't let him touch the router. Okay, so it looks like a giant like thing with spikes coming out of it. Yeah, it's monster. It's monster. Yeah, they see it. All right, we just had to take that break there. Jinx is everything. Yeah. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. All right, next question. Okay, Casey. Casey said, when the baby is cluster feeding, I need to pump so there'll be milk for the next few days when I'm at work. When is a good pumping time? When he clusters, it's not even an hour apart. Okay. Need to pump so there will be milk for the next few days I'm at work. Okay, so first of all, you know, when you're working and you're leaving pumped milk for your baby, you need to be pumping while you're at work. So that time that you're away from your baby is the ideal time, okay, not only because you're going to get milk during that time, but also you're going to maintain your milk supply and not let the milk just sit there stagnant. You need to be expressing that milk while you're gone from your baby. So you don't want to go long periods of time where you're away, the baby's getting pumped express milk from a time that you're pumping while you're home, and then you're not pumping while you're at work. You actually need to take breaks and pump at work. So that's the ideal time. If you're saying the baby clusters when you're home and it's hard to pump extra, normal, okay, that's all normal. You need to be doing it while you're at work. The other way, if you do want to pump a little bit of extra, or say you're getting ready for that one day when you're going out or your first day back at work, when would you pump if your baby is breastfeeding? I have a whole video on this on my Facebook page as well. But one of the ways that you can do that, the best time to do it is maybe about an hour after you've fed the baby. Put the pump on, even if you just get a very small amount. It might only be like a half an ounce, but an hour after the feeding will help to increase milk supply overall. And then if, you know, you'll still have enough for the next feeding. If your baby is cluster feeding, the first thing in the morning when the baby first wakes up in the morning is when your breast, like we said before, may be fullest. And that may be a really good time to latch the baby on one side and put the pump on the other. So pumping while you're feeding is another good time to get a little bit of extra milk. Or if the baby's sleeping during the night, waking up once during the night to do a little bit of extra pumping, that could be a good time as well. Pumping during the night is good because it helps your prolactin. Your prolactin levels are the highest during the night. So any kind of feeding or pumping during the night will help your milk supply overall throughout the day, throughout the whole day. So it's always a good time. But if you're going back to work, the very best time, while you're at work. Take your break and pump, okay? Make sure you have a good pump. Make sure you have a good double electric pump if you're going back to work. Make sure that your flanges fit properly. Make sure you know how to use your pump so that you're getting good letdowns and it's not taking forever. With the right pump and knowing how to use those control dials, as we've talked about so many times, pumping shouldn't take that long for you, okay? You should be able to express pretty quickly. All right, I'm getting distracted reading all your comments here. Ah, yes, Joe. Haha, yeah. All right, so hearts for Casey. Hearts for Casey. Thank you, Casey, for your question. Wonderful. Hearts for Casey. Yes, let's give her lots of love. All right, we are off and running here. Off and running. You guys want to see the prize that I'm going to give away tonight? Yeah. Okay. This is the Earth Mama Angel Baby Milk to Go Pumping Companion Essentials. Remember this? Awesome, awesome little kit. Okay, this is from Earth Mama Angel Baby, and it is an awesome little cooler, like a black quilted cooler with pockets and insulation inside, so you can put your milk inside of here. And it also comes filled with all the Earth Mama goodies, like the Milkmaid tea and the nipple butter, which is one of my favorite things in the world. I actually need some of that on my finger here. And then the booby tubes come inside of this, and also what's a booby tube?
Your show.
Oh, that's what we could call the show. Booby tube. Booby tube. That is good. That's good. Booby tube. That's what we'll call our Saturday nights. The booby tube. All right. And then also the Happy Mama body wash. Have any of you guys ever tried the Earth Mama soaps? Have you guys ever tried these soaps before? They're amazing. I love the soaps. I love the soaps. I love the tea. I love the nipple butter. I love all of it, but I especially love these soaps. They're great. And I like the little tiny ones too. They're so nice to take and travel with, or to keep in your purse so that you can wash your little one's hands in the bathroom, or, you know, just have it with you, because so much of the soap out there has such yucky ingredients that you don't want to put on you. I wash my face with this too. It gets my face so nice and clean. But I love this for babies, for moms, for anybody, okay? We keep it all around. But it comes inside here because it's great for washing your hands, washing your, like if you're on the go, when you're pumping. They thought of everything, see, in this really nice kit. And it also comes with a little recipe card for making French vanilla chai out of the Milkmaid tea. French vanilla chai, yeah. So someone's gonna win one of these pumping essential kits, companion kits tonight, okay? So all you have to do to win is tell me that you'd like to win, okay? And give love to Earth Mama and love this post, and we'll pick a winner, okay? So I'd love for you guys to go over and tell Earth Mama Angel Baby how much you love them, and that you saw their pumping essentials here on our broadcast tonight, and that you love it, okay? They would be so happy. They'll be so happy to hear that. So hearts for Earth Mama if you want to win the pumping companion essentials. Yes, you would love to win. Okay, I know, yes. Okay. Next question. Let's see. Who should we answer here? Lore. Is Lore here tonight? I thought I saw her name. I'm not sure. Hi, Lore. My baby is 6 months old today. Last month, he was sleeping through the night, but for the past few weeks, he's been fighting naps, and getting him to sleep at night has been extremely difficult. He's clearly tired, but doesn't want to sleep. He is also back to waking up every 3 hours, give or take. Can you offer any suggestions? Yeah, so here's the thing, you know, and this is always, you know, when I hear people say, oh, my baby's sleeping through the night, I'm so relieved, it's finally over. It doesn't mean that it's going to be over completely, because the baby could start a new routine where all of a sudden they're sleeping through the night, and then a couple months later, that's all out the window and they're awake during the night again. A lot of that has to do with growth patterns, whether they're, going through growth spurts and they're waking more and they're wanting to eat more. And usually it's because they need to eat more. So it's a good time for them to be eating, especially a 6-month-old. Could be that, they sometimes get into a routine and then the routine changes. How many of you guys have noticed that with your babies, where it seems like you're getting into this really good routine, the baby's sleeping longer, going 5 hours maybe, and then all of a sudden back to where you started again and they're awake? It's very, very common. The other thing I noticed that you said here, the baby's fighting naps, okay? So the thing that you need to remember here is that could be one of the things that's keeping the baby awake at night. If the baby is not sleeping during the day and taking naps during the day, they can get overtired. And what happens with an overtired child is that they wind up getting less, they don't sleep as well, okay? Whereas we as adults, when we're tired, when we've been like running, we crash, okay? We go to sleep, we crash, we're tired. You know what child does, right? Child gets tired. What do? They get wired, okay? They get very overtired. So naps are super important. And I'm wondering, Laura, could it be that maybe you've been on the go a lot more, maybe with the holidays, maybe more people around? All of those things can keep the baby, get the baby out of his routine where he's not taking his naps, it's not as quiet, whatever's going on. And then from not sleeping during the day, the baby's schedule is off, the baby is wired, the baby's not sleeping well at night. Very possible. Instead of working on getting the baby to sleep through the night, what I would spend time focusing on is getting the baby to take some good quality naps. All right, focus on during the day, getting the baby to nap twice a day at least at 6 months old. Get it quiet, figure out what works to get the baby to sleep during the day. And if they're sleeping nicely during the day, see how that may impact the nighttime routine. Do you guys notice that when your babies are not sleeping well during the day, then they're up more at night? I always saw that with my children, and we see that with toddlers especially, right? When they're overtired, they don't crash. They get crazy. They get wired, all right? Babies are like that too. They need to sleep, and it's super important that they sleep. So, yes, that's why you always carry your baby in a wrap or a sling. Carry. Yep. Calms them down. Yep. Whatever you need to do to get the baby to nap during the day. That would be my answer. Hearts for Laura and hearts for her little guy. Hopefully he's going to start sleeping better. Hearts for everybody. Give love. Give lots of love. Okay. Yes, it's counterintuitive. Yes, Jessica, it is counterintuitive. You would think that they'd be more tired, but that is not what happens, and we all know that. We all know. Yeah. Is it normal for an 8-month-old to eat off each side 3 times a night? Yes, Jennifer, it is normal. However, is the baby really hungry? Probably not. Probably just the baby is probably just there with you. Does that mean the baby's not getting nutrition from those feedings? The baby's still getting nutrition from those feedings. Lots of babies will snack during the night, especially if you're co-sleeping, especially if the baby's really close to you. Baby's gonna want to eat, okay? So that's fine. It's one of the reasons why, trying to sleep through some of those feedings will be very, very helpful. But yeah, it's normal. And especially if there's any kind of growth spurts going on, yeah, they're probably not very long feedings, I would guess, Jennifer. They're probably real quick. Baby wakes up a little, rolls around, and looks for the boob. Yep, that's what they do. Yep. Co-sleeping. Yeah, it just becomes part of the routine of being there with you. So they're right there with you. They're gonna nurse. They're gonna go back to sleep. Nurse, back to sleep. And so I would just kind of get used to that routine, because every time they kind of wake up a little bit, they're looking for it. And it actually is in the long term, it's going to be good for your supply. It's good for your baby. Maybe not so good for your sleep pattern, but it will pass. It will pass. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, let me answer Erica's question here. I say here. Erica, is it bad to nurse while pregnant? I just found out I'm pregnant with my second and still nursing my 17-month-old, having a really hard time weaning my toddler. Everyone is telling me my toddler is taking baby's nutrients if I don't stop. Okay, absolutely not. Okay, Erica, that is not the case. You can absolutely nurse while you're pregnant. It's very normal to actually nurse while you're pregnant, and it's how women did that for, centuries. Okay, people have nursed and taken care of their toddler, been pregnant and continue to nurse. And throughout much of the world, it's actually much healthier to continue breastfeeding. So, a couple things about it. One is that if you, she's telling you, no, nurse while you're pregnant if you want. Absolutely. A lot of these ladies here have nursed through their pregnancies for sure. They'll all tell you. And, nursing while pregnant, the main thing is that your body's going to make enough to give to your pregnant, to your fetus, and also to make milk for your toddler. Okay, so it's totally okay. You may notice that your nipples are more sore. So that's one of the problems when you're breastfeeding and pregnant, is that, you can have sore nipples. That's usually one of the biggest complaints that I hear, is that they're very sore while they're trying to nurse their toddler. But if that's not the case, totally fine. If you are a very high risk pregnancy, you might hear things from doctors or midwives telling you, if you're bleeding, if you're high risk for preterm labor, nipple stimulation can cause uterine contractions. But in normal cases, normal situations, it's not going to pose any risk to your pregnancy, and it's totally fine to do that. Make sure that you're eating well, make sure that you're hydrating, and make sure that you're resting. Okay, you're nourishing 2 babies now. Congratulations, by the way, on that. But yeah, totally normal. You can breastfeed all the way through the entire pregnancy, totally fine. Eventually, and this is a question that came up. I don't know who asked the question, but I did see it. Eventually, what's going to happen is it will come back to a colostrum for the newborn, and so the milk might start to taste a little different towards the end, or towards the end of your pregnancy, or when the baby is first born. Your toddler may be opposed to that and may not at all. But whatever it is, it's going to be fine for your newborn as well. When you do start nursing your newborn and your toddler together, it looks like the videos look strange. It looks my phone. I need to know. You should get off the internet. Okay. Now it looks better. All right, good. So, what was I saying? Oh, when your baby is born, it will convert to colostrum, and you can still very easily nurse both children. And one of the questions, now I remember, one of the questions that had come in was, what do I do when I start to nurse my toddler? Will the toddler be, see, they're saying the video's cutting up. All right, is it better? It looks better to me now. Yeah, better. Okay. The toddler, when you're nursing your toddler and your newborn, I want you to nurse your newborn first. So you nurse your newborn first, and then you can finish with your toddler. But you got a while to go, I think, with that. So it's saying the video is choppy. I don't know why. We have a new router. Everything should be fine. Is Jade on the internet upstairs? Let's find out if the kids are on the internet. Will you text her, Joe, and ask her? And that behemoth should be okay. Okay? Yeah, all right. They're saying it's all right. It could just be, it could be Facebook. Who knows? It could be nothing. It could be not. It could not even be our router. But it does look choppy to me. It's a little choppy to me. Okay. I know. Let's also. Yes, Laura, you missed your question. I just answered it. You said you're asking me if you missed anything. You're gonna have to go back and rewind after the show's over and go back and watch. I just answered your question. Yours was the one right before this. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so we need to give, who is that? That was Erica who asked that question. Hearts to Erica. Okay, hearts to Erica. And hearts to Laura, because she didn't see her hearts, that we gave her lots of hearts. So let's give her, they're saying you had to go touch that router. He had to. Yeah, my new router should be able to handle multiple. Who knows what it is? It could be that like internet streaming coming into the house. It might not be the router at all. It's still choppy? I don't think so. No, I think it's fine. There's all the hearts. There's all the hearts. Yay! The delay. It's the delay. Heart. Lots of hearts. We got lots of hearts. Let's give love to the router. And maybe the router will work for us, right? Oh, crabby baby. Oh, yeah. No, it's okay. I wanted to answer your question, Laura. You just have to go back afterwards and watch the replay. That's the beauty of all this. You don't have to watch the whole thing right here. You can watch it. You can rewind. You can watch it anytime. And then do you guys know that all these shows and like everything that I film is in my video library on Facebook? So you go into videos, like on this, if you go onto my wall, you go into the video section, you can see all of the old episodes, any kind of, I'm trying to tag them with what we talk about a little bit too. And we're going to be building an entire school, okay? An entire classroom school of video that you guys will be able to all watch, and it'll all be there for you. All the old stuff, all the new stuff, and then some new stuff that I'm working on right now that you guys are gonna love, okay? And we were talking about this last time, I think we were together, about some live classes that we're gonna be doing live here in New Jersey. So I'm gonna be teaching live again. If anybody's in the New York, New Jersey area wants to do some breastfeeding classes with me, baby classes with me, would love to see you there. I'm going to be posting about that very soon. And then I was thinking, let's do some live online classes where we actually do a class, not the live stream, but a live online class. So that if you're not close to me, you could sign up and do the class. Would you guys like that? Would you guys like to do a class? Let me know, because I think I'm going to start doing that too. Yeah. You want a back buddy. Where did that come from? Huh, Jennifer? You see that from me? Saren's comment? Oh, okay. You actually went back through the archives today. Remember how to get multiple laptops. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's perfect. Yeah, you can go through the archives right there on Facebook. You can also, and if you want to really go through the archives, I mean, I've got 650 videos right on my website from the first 3 years that we did the online web TV show. You can access that right on my website. You go to mybabyexperts.com and you click on the link that is video library index, and then there's a whole list, and you'll see episode 1, episode 2, up to like episode 80. Okay, there were like 80 different shows, and they all had topics, which I love doing it that way, which we may start doing again, where there's topics, and we had guests, and we had just great information on different things when it came to like car seats. We did whole shows on car seats, on baby wearing, on feeding, on sleeping, on swaddling, everything you can imagine, potty training. 80 shows, okay? You guys could go watch all of that. Oh, Joe just put up the link. There it is, library, okay? Library. I want a compilation video of you and Jamie too. We need to do that. We could do that. We have a lot of video, Jamie and I, especially over the last 2 years, but then it goes all the way back to like 2009. Have any of you guys ever seen any of the old stuff of Jamie and I, like from 2009, 2010, where I got the curly hair, and yeah, it's really funny. It's like nothing's changed. Nothing has changed, except my hair. My hair changed. We're a little older, but that's it. Yes, topics. Yeah, go back and watch some of those those videos and let me know what you think of topics, because it was great. It was like we had like a TV show going every single week. It was amazing, and yeah, I want to do that again. I think it would be great. How do you know when you need a bigger car seat? You know what? I've got some car seat specialists on some of those shows that I bet you if you go through that list, there is a video that says, how do you know when you need a bigger car seat? It probably is called that. That is probably what the video is called. So I would go back through that and you can watch, okay? Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the questions here. All right, so next question is from... This is from, I can't read it. I think it's Kelly. Kelly. Sorry if it's Carrie, but I think it's Kelly. Kelly said she posted this yesterday for the quick Q&A, but at what point, if you have to go back to work soon, 6 to 8 weeks postpartum, should you start to pump so that you can start a small stash? Her Bradley class suggested 8 weeks normally, so you can form a good schedule, but obviously that's not feasible. Okay, so this is what you run into a lot, is that it could be that, you want to start storing up some milk for when you're going back to work or for that first day back at work. And yeah, ideally, waiting 6 weeks is what I say. Wait 6 weeks before you start storing milk in addition to feeding. But that's not for everybody, especially if you're going back to work at 6 weeks. So I would say that, anytime after the first 2 weeks, possibly, if you're really going back that early, that after having the baby, I would say after around 2 weeks or 4 weeks out from when you're going back to work. So if you're going back to work at 6 weeks, then 2 weeks. If you're going back to work at 8 weeks, then maybe 4 weeks. Give yourself like 4 weeks of just a little bit of pumping every day to store up. And remember how to store up that milk for your first day back. You don't need a ton of milk. You're going to be pumping while you're at work, which goes back to the first question that we answered when we first started tonight, okay? You're going to be pumping while you're back at work, but you do need that first day, you're going to need milk to leave. So for example, if you're leaving for the baby for 9 hours, and in that 8 or 9 hours, the baby's going to need to be fed 3 times, maybe three or 4 times during that time, you kind of calculate how much milk you'll need to leave for the baby. I would stick to about 1 ounce an hour. That means if the baby's eating every 3 hours, think of 3 to 3.5 ounces. If your baby's eating every 2 hours, then somewhere like 2 to 2.5, 3 ounces. Okay, so it's kind of an average, but you calculate how many ounces you're going to need for that first day back. Say that first day comes out to be, I need 9 ounces for the first day back. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to pump 1 ounce per day. Okay, not every hour, 1 ounce per day for 9 days. And in 9 days, you will have your first day back at work. That's going to not be very difficult. You may not be able to pump that entire ounce at one sitting if you're feeding your baby a lot, okay, but maybe you get 1/2 ounce, and then, a couple hours later you pump another 1/2 ounce, and you add that all together, you put it away for your first day back at work. That's 9 ounces right there. That's why you need some time. You don't want to try to do it all like the weekend before you go back to work or 2 days before. It's going to be really hard to do that. And if you can give yourself enough time, not only will you get enough for that first day back, but you'll also get a little bit of extra to put into the freezer so that you have a little bit of a stash so that you can start building on that, okay? It's really hard when you're going back so soon, so don't make it harder on yourself. Don't ask too much of yourself. Give yourself the time. In my program, the Breast Pumps and Briefcases program, there's an entire chapter on this, on how to calculate, how to know how much to leave for your baby for your first day back at work. So, if you're thinking about going back to work, that's a really good program that I would recommend to everybody. Has anybody watched that program? You want to say if you liked it, if it helped you, what you liked about it. It always is great to hear from other people who've watched the program. And anyone who's going to watch the programs also comes into our private group too for my students, which we've been having a lot of fun, and it's been fabulous over there. So just, get a class, and someone's going to win a class tonight too. So as I said earlier, if you came in late, I'm giving away a class tonight too. So just tell me which one you want. Any of the 3, Simply Breastfeeding, Breast Pumps and Briefcases, or Cloth Diapering, somebody's going to win one, okay? And then a free entry too into our private group. Yay! Okay, hearts for Kelly, and good luck. Lots of luck going back to work, Kelly. Hearts for Kelly. Yes. Okay. Oh my goodness. You guys have so much that you're typing here. I'm trying to read some of this. You guys are talking to each other. Talk amongst yourselves here. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, what happened here? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, hold on. I just hit something. All right, there we go. Okay, good. I'm not touching the screen. Okay, I'll there's all the hearts. Yay! Thank you. Yay! Hearts for Kelly. Okay. More questions. More questions. Let's see. Let's try to get through these, okay? Michelle. Michelle asked the question. Wait, let me just mark these off. I'm going to forget what I did here. That was done. That was it. Okay, good. Michelle asked the question, how do I know if I have mastitis and can I breastfeed with it? My doctor's office isn't open until Monday now. Oh, okay. Michelle, how do you know if you have mastitis? Well, first of all, let's talk about what mastitis is and how you deal with it, okay? So mastitis is an inflammation of the breast tissue, not necessarily an infection, okay? Now, can mastitis turn into an infection, a bacterial infection of the breast? Yes, and then it's very important, once it's an infection, that it's treated properly with antibiotics. But not all mastitis requires antibiotics right away. Not all mastitis is an infection. It could just be inflammation. It usually happens from an overfull breast, not expressing milk, not feeding frequently, or putting too much pressure on the breast tissue in some way, which can cause the breast tissue to get very inflamed, can cause redness of the breast, it can cause pain, and it makes you feel super sick. It can make you, give you high fever, it can give you pain, it may give you chills, it makes you feel like you have the flu. So it can be pretty serious. It's something that you definitely want to stay right on top of, okay? Yes, and a clogged duct too, Kate. A clogged duct too. That can also cause mastitis, okay? With mastitis, the main thing to remember is that you want to jump right on it. If you've got a fever, if you've got pain, if you've got redness, all those things, you're going to make sure you're feeding frequently, okay? That you keep that breast empty as much as possible, whether it's from feeding your baby or pumping. You need to keep emptying and draining that breast. That's what caused it in the first place, is not emptying the breast well. So you want to make sure that you are continuing to breastfeed. The milk is not infected, okay? The milk is perfectly fine for your baby, so you need to continue feeding. Looks like I'm frozen. Am I frozen? In a strange position too. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Can you see? Is it still frozen or is it slow? It looks choppy and slow. Does yours?
I'm trying on delay.
I'm trying to see if anybody can talk to me. Tell me what you think. I can't. I'm not getting any messages from anybody either. Oh, saying, oh no, choppy again. We're losing you again. I'm right here. Did you lose me or is it just delayed? I think those were delayed because it looks better now. Okay. I think it's just like Facebook has it gets like hiccups. It gets like hiccups. That's what it feels like. I get a hiccup. All of a sudden, what? Oh, okay. Feels like it's just like hiccuping and then it's fine. All right, so we're back. Okay. So mastitis. You need to make sure that you're emptying the breast, apply warm compresses to the breast, rest. You need to sleep and rest and feed and hydrate and stay really hydrated and take care of yourself and give yourself 24 hours like that, okay? I know it's better. Give yourself 24 hours. Within those 24 hours, if it seems like the symptoms are getting better, like the fever is getting lower, that it's not getting higher, it feels like the pain's subsiding, it feels like you're doing better, then continue with what you're doing. If it doesn't feel like it's getting any better, then it's important that you give a call out to your doctor or your midwife and you get antibiotics to treat that, okay? It can get very serious. It can turn into an abscess. It can be really bad. So you want to make sure that you're getting treated for that. But initially, you can try treating it on your own. One of the ways that you wind up with more of a bacterial infection is if you have cracked or sore nipples. This usually happens in the beginning where you have cracks in the nipple because of a poor latch or, and what can happen is bacteria can enter the breast through that crack in the nipple where the nipple is not healed right, okay? So make sure that you're resting. Make sure that you're resting. What is sleep? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But you need to rest a lot and then call your doctor if it's not getting better. But that's really the answer to that. That's how you know that it is inflammation of the breast. One of the biggest, causes of, one of the reasons that people get mastitis is from delaying feedings, all right, by not feeding frequently, especially in the beginning when their breasts are engorged and they're pretty full. Putting off those feedings can be really, really detrimental. So you want to make sure that you're feeding frequently. Emptying the breast is going to be the best thing you can do. All right. So hearts for Michelle. I hope you're feeling better. And if you're not feeling better by tomorrow or today, I don't know when you posted this, if it's still not better, you need to make a call. That's what they're there for, okay? They're on call for this. So even if the doctor's office is not open, this is an emergency, you call the service, call the answering service and get somebody on the phone with you, okay? Hearts for Michelle. Wish her love. Give her love and wish her well. I hope she's feeling better. Oh, hearts to Michelle. Okay. Are you guys still there? I can't tell because I'm not sure if, yes, there's the heart. Thank you. Thank you, lovelies. All right. Should we keep on going? Should we do a few more? Are you guys tired or are you good? Should we keep going here? Ariana, she had her first period she said, I had my first period last November 18th and now December 3rd. Here in the Philippines, she has it again in the Philippines. Okay. Is this normal? Thank you. Okay. So, your periods right after you have your baby or postpartum can be very, irregular. So you might get your period and then a couple weeks later get it again, or it may skip a few months, but it can be very irregular in the beginning. And a lot has to do with some of these times you may be ovulating, you may be skipping ovulation. So yes, it's normal, especially if it's not like a continuation of bleeding from the delivery itself. If that stopped and now all of a sudden you're just bleeding and then you're bleeding again, yes, it can be a little bit abnormal in the beginning. Some of you guys will get your period again while you're nursing. Some of you will not. So that can be normal as well. Yes. Hearts for Ariana. Hearts for Ariana. Okay. Oh, Facebook. What are you doing, Facebook? It's Facebook. It's not the router. It's not that router. It's a great router. How does the Evenflo compare to the Spectra 2, S2? Well, couple things. So both pumps have very much of the features that I look for when I'm thinking of a breast pump. So they're both really good pumps, and I haven't personally used the Spectra, but I can tell you from people who I've seen and taken care of, they happen to really like their Spectras. So between the two, I would say they have both of the same most important features. And if you guys want to go ahead and chime in, Kate, I know you're there, Kate. What are the features that I look for in a breast pump? Why don't you guys tell them what are the features? Because they both have those features. The features that I look for in a breast pump are one, okay, adjustable speed and suction control. So multiple options on controlling your speed and suction. Both of those pumps have that. Two, multiple flange sizes so that you can change out the flange. See the flange? Okay, that's the flange. Multiple flange sizes. And three, yes, Megan, you knew it. It's the closed system, right? All of them need to be closed there. That is the third most important feature on a breast pump. And yes, they both have a closed system. So when I look at the most important features, I would say both of them, very, very good. There are a couple differences between the pumps. So, from what I know, the Spectra has it's a bigger pump. This is the Evenflo, okay? It's a smaller pump, so it has a smaller footprint to it. It's not as big. The Spectra tends to be a little bit of a bigger and heavier pump. I'm trying to remember the differences between them. I think that the bottle threads like these here these are standard on the Evenflo, so a lot of nipples and other things fit on these, or you can put the little baggage, you know, the little bag adapter that we have for the Evenflo on this one. The Spectra is more of a wider neck and it fits with the Spectra only. For those of you guys who have that, you can kind of chime in here too. But mainly, those are just other things. The main three things are good for both of them. The best part that I would say that about Evenflo is that it comes with my classes included, and you know how I feel about education. So both of my breastfeeding classes, Simply Breastfeeding and Breast Pumps and Briefcases, come with the all the Evenflo pumps, all the double pumps. Does the Evenflo have a battery option? Yes, so you can plug it in, or you can put double A's right into the bottom here. There's no batteries in this one, but yeah, batteries go right into the pump itself, and it works pretty good on batteries. Works pretty good. Oh, okay, you guys are really zooming through here. Okay. Do the Medela bottles work with the Evenflo pump? Yes, they do, because they're the standard neck as well. So yes, any storage containers, the Medela storage containers that you have, you can use with the Evenflo pump. Yep. Okay, see, that's why I always have the pump close by, because I know you guys are going to have questions about the pump. There you go. And that's what we're going to be doing on Wednesday night. For all of you guys who I was talking about before, I'm going to be with Jamie Grayson on Wednesday doing our live Q&A with Evenflo Feeding Wednesday night. Elise from Evenflo Feeding, one of my favorite people in the whole world, she's going to be there with us. So we're going to have a great week, and I'm sure we're giving away a pump on Wednesday and a great package. So make sure you tune in this Wednesday night. What is that? The 7th? December 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Baby Guy NYC. And we're going to have an awesome night. All right. I think we're going to say goodnight for today. I'm getting very, very tired. Let's have hearts for all of your wonderful questions and for spending this Saturday night with me again. I love you all so much. I love doing this with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like this post. Remember, we're going to be giving away the Earth Mama Pumping Companion and also one of my classes. So if you want to watch a class, tell me which class you'd like to win, and I'm going to be giving one away. And we still have our 50% off on all of my classes for Cyber Monday until tomorrow. Okay, so you still got another 24 hours to get any of the classes you might have been thinking about. They're half price all the way till tomorrow night, okay? I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and then I will see you all on Wednesday on the Baby Guy NYC. Post your questions there. Your hearts are not working. I feel your love, Laura. I feel them anyway. Post your questions there. I'll be posting about Wednesday night and asking for questions, so you can also post them on my wall as well. And we'll be compiling them all, and I'll be answering them all. And we'll be having lots of fun, like a party, okay? You're very welcome, Saren. Thanks for being here with me, you guys. Love you. Have a good night. Mwah. Bye-bye.